Yo, what's good, Muhammad? Good evening, good evening. Hope you're having a fantastic day, my brother. Alright, so we're gonna get started. People who don't want to join is all good. So, right, we're gonna start off with AU again. We're not gonna go over the daily. We're not gonna go over the 4 hour. Strictly just gonna look at the 30-minute time frame. We're gonna look at if we have a continuation. Right, a continuation means, right, when we're trading with the trend, do we have 2 days of rise? Do we have 2 days of drop? Can we catch a 372, which is a third day drop? Do we have any structural changes, right? Meaning if we're in an uptrend, right? If we're in a current uptrend, but overall we're looking for a downtrend, did price give us a change of character? Did price give us a break of structure? Right? Are we finally flowing with the trend, or is price still going counter trend? Is price trending? Is it consolidating? Right? So that's what we're gonna look at here in the 30-minute time frame. That's what we're gonna be looking at for tonight's session, and then we're gonna get right into it. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing good. Can't complain. So AU, we had a day of drop, which was Monday. Today, right, we had a no net, meaning price opened in the same spot where the price recently closed. Right, so the market opened at 5 today, obviously, right, which is 17 o'clock. This 1700 candle opened in the same place where the previous 5 p.m. candle opened. Right, so it's a no net. So at this moment, not only do we not have a continuation, but we're also still in the middle of the trend. This is where the market makers want to make you believe, yeah, this is where price is going to make lower low, lower high, lower low, and look what will happen. Again, with the news that hit, same thing as last week. This is why we don't trade news. We trade right after news if we have an opportunity. Right? If you got in this trade, you got hit out. 25 pips to the top side, 25 pips to the bottom side. One fucking candle did 50 pips. That's insane. Right? So AU, no continuation. Price is in the middle of the trend. Right? So AU, we already know for tomorrow, we're not really interested into looking at this. So AU, will skip it. CHF-JPY is one that we're at the bottom of the zone. This is where price, we wanted to start seeing price push up, and that's exactly what we got. Perfect. Right? Nonetheless, again, we understand that overall structure, yes, price is trending up. But what do we see internally, right? In the 30-minute, we still see lower low, lower high. Lower low, lower high. Lower low. This is where price gave us the change of character, higher high. So now, we know that we're trading between this low and this high up here. Right? For us to continue to look for price to continue the push to the top side, we want to see price break above these highs to continue the push to the top. And the low that we need to see a respect are these lows down here. And right now, price is just moving sideways, so we have nothing more to mark up on this one. Euro AUD is another one that we want to start seeing price push up, but we can see how price is consolidating within this zone here. Right, rejecting a break over these highs, rejecting the lows, price is just consolidating. Right, so this is where price is still in the same spot from yesterday. So yesterday's drawings and analysis really are the same. They stay the exact same. We had a day of rise, right? We have 2 days of rise today. Could we get a 372? Could be, right? But the only thing I don't like about this 372, let's zoom in. Right, number one, the first day of rise, let's confirm. We have this candle down here that opened. Right, did this candle, the next candle where that open above, so it's a day of rise. Second day of rise, it's the same thing. This candle to this candle, right? Oh, we already added a line this morning. Closed above, right? 2 days of rise. Now, today, did we get price to make a new high on the second day? We could see that price failed to make a new high for the day. So technically speaking, the second day of rise is invalid. So just keep that in mind, right? And now when we're trading between our 30-minute zones, we know we had this low, this high, this low, lower high. These lows were never broken. So we still know that we're trading between this low and this high. This is the zone that we're trading between. This low and this high. So we could see how price here is just rejecting these highs as well. So not only that, we have the 800 EMA, but it stays simple, right? What we want to see is price break above this high. If price could break above these highs, then we know price is going to continue this push to the top side to cover these imbalances here on the left hand side, right? To continue the uptrend push. So for now, we'll have to wait. Euro USD is another one that we are looking for price to go up, right? Overall, we are looking for price to push up, but it is a pair that we know price is going to most likely want to give us a steeper pullback, right? Meaning that this is probably a price that we're going to see price come back down a little bit more before we continue to see this price push up, right? And again, we're still at the top of the zone. We're still respecting higher highs and higher lows. Technically, right, we had a higher high, higher low, higher high. This is where price gave us a change of character, lower low, lower high, and this is where price is giving us lower low break of structure, right, to where we're at higher high. Now, this break of structure, again, let's look at it. This red candle testing the zone, the next red candle testing the zone, right, and it didn't close below the wick. The next red candle, again, didn't close below the wick, and then the other candles went above. So we technically didn't even get a clean break of structure for this to be like, oh, this is where we're gonna get a continuation, right? So could this be where price again just turns around and does this type of movement, but up here it could be. So we just got to be patient. Again, Euro USD is one that we just got to be patient, wait for structure. This is one that already in the weekly view, the trend that we had going to the top side, we're not expecting it to continue this week. We're expecting this week to finish on a drop or on a no net. So we'll have to wait and be patient to see what price wants to do. If price wants to go up, we'll catch a continuation, absolutely no problem. But we have to wait for those zones to be broken, right? And we understand that right now we know that this is the high that we're trading in, right? This is the high, and now this is the low down here, right? So we can get rid of this. So where is price right now related to this high and this low? Right in the middle. So this is why, again, when we're just looking at structure, we never want to enter a trade in the middle of the zones. Never want to enter a trade in the middle of the zones. Right? So let's keep going, guys. GJ, we had multiple days of drop, right? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today it gave us a new low and finished at the top side. So it's not bad. Finally gave us a day of rise. Gave us a 15-minute engulfing candle, and price never came back down to retest it. So could be used as a point of interest, right? We had this break which gave us this low broke here, gave us this high, right? We had a small lower low, lower high, lower low. I don't want to mark it, right, because these breaks happened with this wick, right? So for the sake of structure itself, I'm gonna say that this was the entire break which gave us this low, this high, which is the last green candle before the push down, right? And we know that we're trading between this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low. Where does that leave price? It leaves us in the middle of the zone, right? So at this point, we could still see lower low, lower high, lower low, and this is where price is giving us higher high, higher low to where we're at now. So we still gotta wait it out. And again, to keep it simple, I was hoping I had a line here, so I didn't have to add another one, but it's all good. Right? To keep it simple, we know we're trading between this high and this low. And again, guys, if there's any pairs you guys want me to go over, whether they're on our list or not, let me know. GU is another one, moving counter. We have 2 days of counter drop. 21 candle is green. Perfect. Right? We're looking at the 30-minute. We had this high, this low, this high, this low, this high, this low broke, gave us a change of character, gave us a BOS. Right? So we know that. So then we had this low, this high, this low. I'm not gonna count this high. We're just gonna say this entire zone, here to here, and then this low here. US30, right? We had 3 days of rise. On the third day, gave us a rise no net, reset the trend, then gave us another day of rise yesterday. Price today opened with a gap, reset the trend, gave us another day of rise. So technicalities, we only have 1 day of rise, which was today. Right? Looking at where price is at, let's start updating. Right? We are on top of the zone already. Price closed above the first zone of interest, which was just where price was consolidating, right? Where price was rejecting, which was this zone, right? But we know again that we're trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. So if price reaches these highs up here and rejects these highs, then we know we're gonna see price go back down. If price goes to these highs, breaks and retests, then we know price is gonna want to continue to go up into the 4-hour highs up here, right? And it could be the deal. So at this point too, US30 had a gap at the top. It filled the gap at the top, and we no longer have any more gaps. So now again, like we were explaining this morning, US30 overall market structure, right? Market makers pattern, there is none. So when we're looking at structure and just following our rules, right, we have to just look really closely. Right, there's no continuations. We still see higher highs and higher lows. So until we don't get that change of character on US30, we still have to say that we are in an uptrend. Right? Because again, we had a change of character here, but then price gave us low, lower, high, lower, low, and then gave us another change of character to the top side, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, until price gave us again a change of character to the low side. So notice, again, remember, when you get a change of character, the change of character is not always going to be the 100% indication that price is going to turn around completely. Right? The indication that you need is a change of character and a break of structure after the fact. If you only have a change of character and you never get a break of structure, you know that price is just going to consolidate, or price is just going to give you higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, higher lows, lower highs. Right? There's not going to be no trend. Price is not going to be trending, right? If we look at it here, at this point, price is trending higher high, right? We had lower low, lower low, higher high, change of character, higher high, or higher low, I'm sorry. Higher high, higher low, BOS retest. Higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, until where? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. Right? You see how at one point, yes, price was trending, right? Was trending. But then now when we're looking at it, price is no longer trending. Price is now lower low, lower low, higher high. Right? So it's just faking traders out, making everybody believe, oh yeah, this higher high, higher low today is gonna keep going to tomorrow. But realistically speaking, you're only getting into a pullback to continue to trap traders going short, right? And then when price is going short, to trap traders going long, and then when price is going short, making you believe that, oh, this little change of character is where price is gonna turn around, we're gonna completely go down, right? What does it do? It starts turning back around. And then when it starts turning back around, it makes you believe that, oh, this is where price making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? You would think that this is where price is going to turn around to continue to go up, and what does it do? It sweeps you out of the low. Why? Because you were in the middle of the zone. You were trading in the middle between the 30-minute high and the 30-minute low. What ended up happening? Price went down to 30-minute lows, gave a, we talked about this trade yesterday, right? Exhaustion candles, engulfing candles. Right after news, it happened at like 1 p.m., and then price started trending up to the top side again. So US30 is a pair you have to be really patient. You have to be really patient with. So with that being said, it's another pair that we have to trade during NYC anyway, so We'll leave it at that until tomorrow morning. USD CAD gave us another day of rise. Perfect. No continuations, so no easy trades, right? We could see how price rejected the 30-minute high. At one point you would think that these candles would close above. Look how many times price was above and then closed right back down. Was above, closed right back down. Was above, closed right back down. Was above at one point, closed right back down to the bottom. Right? It happened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times in a span of what, 3 hours? 8 a.m. to 1. So 5 hours. My bad, I was getting a phone call. This is where price, right, rejected the highs, started going right back down. So we're still stuck within this zone of consolidation on USD CAD. So until we don't get a break, a clean break of the highs or a clean break of the lows, we're still trapped within that range. So let's keep going. So gold, we have day of drop, right? Let's look at, first thing is first, right? Let's look at structure. Price is still overall, right? Again, market makers pattern, same as gold, or same as US30. There is no overall market maker structure at this point, right? We had it at one point, but you know, again, overall with everything going on, all the news, everything worldwide, it has lost that structure. Now, does that mean we can't trade it? No, we could trade it, but again, it's more about being cautious, right? So this week we already know we have 3 weeks of rise. We already know this week we're expecting either price to go down or give us a no net, right? So now it reflects in the 30-minute time frame why price has been moving the way it's been moving, right? So with the news that happened today, with the news that happened on Friday, we already knew we don't have a trading opportunity, right? A lot of brokers, a lot of accounts, you can't trade during news. That's number one. Number two, some brokers, if they allow you to trade news, spreads go crazy. So getting into these trades, again, if you're in a gold trade, you had one candle, which is the 8:30 a.m. candle, give you 211 pips, right? It gave you a wick going to the top side at 117 pips, and then you have that same candle doing 86 pips to the bottom side, right? And then ultimately, if you just wait for that candle and then you get in after the news, you'll probably catch a good trade, right? And we were breaking this down. What was I expecting in the 30-minute time frame after we got this break of structure, right? Which is the red candle closing below. What do we want to see? We want to see the next candles close below that zone. So let's look, right? The next candle that opened after the break of structure didn't close below. The next one, it closed below, and then the next candle was that 8 a.m. candle, the 8:30 a.m. candle with news, and then it closed below again. So if honestly, if you're a patient trader, which at this point too, we're looking at a whole bunch of rules, right? Which is also STP. STP was already hit. So my rules, I don't look at trades after STP or ADR is already hit for that trade. I just wait for the next opportunity. But if you're an aggressive trader and you get in and you say fuck it, and because you also have to look at your stop loss, right? Where would you there's a whole bunch of things, guys. I don't want to confuse you guys, but let's put everything in perspective. You take this gold trade, perfect. You take it at the retest of the break. So let's say you take it here, right? Which is perfect. You could take this trade here. You know exactly where your TP is gonna be, where your STP is already hit, ADR is already hit. What's the next thing you want to look at is structure, right? Where was the previous lows before in the structure, right? We had high, low, higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, high, boom, right? We had this high. So we already know that our take profit when price gets into this zone has to be within this zone here. Did price hit TP? Yes, right? So perfect. Now your stop loss, where would your stop loss be? If you take a trade here, where would your stop loss need to be? It would at least need to be here, right? That's a 94 pip stop loss on gold is a lot, right? So this trading opportunity is just, it's not worth it for me in the long run. I would rather take those entries that I know are just going to melt. And I'll give you that example on Bitcoin, because we did get an entry on Bitcoin today, right? So with that being said, we just gotta wait, right? Also, let's look at the 30-minute time frame, and I also want to just look at this in the 30-minute time frame, but I want to look at it with a line chart because it looks a lot cleaner, right? It removes the wicks. Whenever you have price giving you a lot of wicks and you get confused and you get overwhelmed with the candlesticks, switch over to the line chart. Switch over to the line chart and start looking at structure, right? So again, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? This, I would consider all of this one set of trend, because this is where price is just consolidating, right? So we had higher high, higher low, higher high, right? It broke, gave us this higher low, perfect. Then what did price do? Gave us higher high. So now we already know that we're trading between this low and this high. And where's price right now is giving us that change of character. So again, what is it that we need to see to confirm that price is going to turn around? We need to see a change of character and a break of structure, right? We don't want to just see a change of character. We need to see the change of character and the break of structure. So with that being said, let's turn the candles back on, right? We start seeing we had the break, the low, boom, boom, right? So now at these lows, this is where price is going to make that decision. Again, we understand that there's so much imbalance here at the left hand side on gold. We already know that. But we also know how volatile gold could be, right? So there's a little bit of confluence that is showing up. Let's go back to the daily, right? I want to see a green, green, red. Do we have any engulfing candles? We do, right? In the daily time frame, we have a green, green, red candle, right? And we already have that retest. Now, I haven't taken trades in the daily time frame, so I won't be using the daily time frame engulfings as a tool to look for trades. But it is going to be just another confluence to be like, hey, maybe this is where price is going to turn around. Start looking at the lower time frames, right? And when you go to the lower time frames, do you have another engulfing candle? In the 4 hour, or do we have a change of character, break of structure, right? In the 4 hour, we don't have that. In the 1 hour, again, it's the same thing. We don't have a change of character. We don't have a break of structure. But what we do have is an engulfing candle. We have a green, green, red, right? And let's look at the rules. For this to be a valid engulfing candle, do the 3 candles have a bottom and top wick, right? In the 1 hour time frame on Bitcoin, if I'm not mistaken, this red candle should have a small wick at the top. If I'm not mistaken, on gold, I'm sorry, I think that's a Bitcoin, right? And we can see that it has a very small wick at the top. Gold will have that. So not only do the candles all have wicks, perfect. Did the second green candle close above the first green candle? Yes. Did the red candle that's engulfing, did it close below the body and the wick of the first candle? Yes. Perfect. Did price give us a retest of the zone yet? No, not yet. Price went up, gave us a nice exhaustion candle at the time that market opened for gold at 6 p.m. right? So an hour and a half ago. Price went up, didn't retest the zone, almost did. It missed it by a few pips and then went down again. So for me, at this point, we have a 1 hour engulfing. Looks interesting. In the 30-minute time frame, looking at structure, again, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, low, high, low, right? We're trading between here until this break, right? Higher high, higher low. We have higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Again, we remove the wicks, we use the line chart. We know that this is a little change of character, right? I'm not counting this pullback as a little, oh, this is a change of character, lower low, lower high, and then, oh, break of structure, lower low, lower high. That's what they want you to see to fake you out. So the reason why I wouldn't take this trade, let's start talking about why I don't like this engulfing candle. right? First thing is first. When we're in a downtrend and we're looking for price to go down, do we want to look for entries going short at the bottom of the trend, right? If we're making lower lows and lower highs, right? We have high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? When we're looking for price to go down, do we want to look for price to go down? Do we want to take shorts at the lower lows or on the lower highs? Right? We want to take shorts in the lower highs to go into the lower low. Right? When we start looking at where we are at currently on gold, where would this entry be taken going short? Right? We had high, low, lower high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Because again, I'm counting all of this as a trend. Because this is not a significant enough pullback. This is not a pullback. Right? So, lower low, lower high, lower low. Would we want to take trades, again, in a lower low? Or do we want to take trades going short in a pullback? Right? Not only are we in the lower low area, what do we have here on the left hand side? Right? We have clean traffic. We have clean traffic, which tells me what? It's an indication that, hey, price is going to most likely want to come back up and give us a pullback, right? And give us a lower high, and then give us that price to push down, right? Let's take a step further. Let's look at our left hand side. Where is price currently being held, right? So we know that this wick, let's just put this line like this, right? So we know that this is where price was being held from here to here, right? Let's start looking like, okay, where would we want to start seeing price break? What low? And we could already see from this low, this is the last previous low that was made before the push to the top side, right? And where is price being held is exactly there. So for us to continue to see price push down, let's start deleting a lot of these drawings because I'm gonna start getting a headache. Right? For us to get a valid entry, what do we want to see? So the first thing is first. First thing is first. Let's start moving these lines. So we know that we had this break, so we can start deleting that. So at this moment, we want to see price either respect and reject these highs, right? To look something like this, to continue this downtrend push, right? Once we get to this low, this is where we would want to see price break retest to continue to go, or this is where price is going to break retest to continue this push to the top side, and this is where price is going to make a decision on whether it wants to break to go down or if it's going to break above and continue this uptrend push, right? I hope that makes sense and we can go over that again if we really need to. And last but not least, Bitcoin, right, was a beautiful, beautiful trade today, right? Again, all these trades are rinse and repeat. Every single pair is rinse and repeat. The same thing that you're looking for on AUDUSD is the same thing that you'll be looking for on GBPJPY. And the same thing that you're looking for on GBPJPY is the same thing that you're looking for on US30, which is the same thing that you're looking for on gold, which is the same thing you're looking for on Bitcoin. It's the same thing you're looking for on US oil, the same shit you're looking on S&P 500 and NAS 100. It's all the same thing, rinse and repeat, right? With that being said, understanding that we have an imbalance that was created, right? Not only was there an imbalance created, right, but what else? Price started consolidating towards the end of the day, right, going into Asia session all the way until New York session. What ended up happening in New York session? At the top of the zone, right, again, if you're in higher highs and higher lows, right, you're making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Where do you want to take trades going long? Right, in the higher lows to go into the higher highs. So understanding that we were in a higher low, right, not only were we in a higher low, Price gave us a beautiful 1 hour engulfing candle. Green, green, red. Green candle closed above the first green candle. All of them have a wick. Red candle closed below the first green candle. The next candle, which is the green candle, if we go to the 30-minute time frame, right, went up, retested the zone. Next candles, straight red candles to the bottom side, right? And where was TP? TP was straight just this zone up here, right? Price did a little bit more. It went to just the ADR low, right? First things first, I was looking at STP. Second thing is ADR, right? Second thing is actually structure. Third thing is ADR, right? But again, I'm not greedy. I held till my first zone, my first point of interest, which is also equivalent to what STP was for the day, right? So Bitcoin was beautiful today. Gave us a day of rise, but price is still giving us higher highs, higher lows, high, higher low, higher high, right? So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, any other pairs you guys want me to go over. Um, if not, we'll be done here, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning. Really, no trades to keep an eye on, I guess you could say, here for Asia session. Maybe a little bit later. It just, market just opened an hour and a half ago, so maybe we'll just have to give it a few more hours to develop. But at this point, I'm not really interested in taking any of these trades. Um, I just need to see price develop a little bit better, right? If we could get some sort of structure the way we did today, just without the news, it'll be game over for these guys. Um, let's before we get off, let's look at Forex Factory. Look at the news for tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, Wednesday, March 13th, we have news at 3 a.m. GBP. And then we have news again for USD at 1 p.m. So tomorrow shouldn't be too bad of a day. We'll be live again tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. If not, I'll be in the Discord, but more than likely we'll be live, right? So tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Be there. Join the Discord. I'll put the link in the chat. Again, if you guys have any questions, anything you guys need me to explain again before I get off, let me know in the chat. If not, you can message me privately on Discord. I've had a few people do that in the last couple of days. Or you could put your questions in the chat in the Discord as well. But that's pretty much it, guys. Peace out. See you guys tomorrow.